Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. Can you believe a Monday? Can you believe it? May 5th already, which is absolutely just crazy. This year continues just to go by so damn too fast. But of course, I had to make my presence felt here on YouTube because it is Cinco de Mayo, and I'm sure everybody's probably feeling like this from over the weekend, right? The buzzard's all buzzed and looks like he's drunk out of his mind. But this is a primitive tea. I haven't worn this tea in such a long time, but I said, you know what? Might as well. I'm relaxing at home. Got some rag and bone blue down. I'll stand up in a little bit. Got the G-Shock 6900 right here. This is the burning red with some gold accents. I love this watch. Got a lot of compliments when I actually do take this out, when I'm out like doing errands or whatever I'm doing. But you know what? Feeling refreshed, looking refreshed, right? The haircut, the skin complexion is right for you beautiful people because you deserve that, right? I got the beautiful sunlight shining through the FC Sneaker Factory, and you are tuning in on this amazing Monday. Unfortunately, Cinco de Mayo landed on a Monday this year, but an amazing day regardless. Mexican Independence Day, even though Mexico doesn't celebrate Cinco de Mayo like the way we celebrate in the US on this specific date. But hey, I said, you know what? I have to bring this amazing shoe out once again because I have done a sneaker profile on this quite some time ago, to be honest with you. I was looking back at my content, back on all the times that I have produced content, and my catalog is huge here on YouTube, but yet my reflection of my numbers when it comes to the views, when it comes to the subscribers, doesn't reflect the amount of work I have done here on YouTube. So with that said, I have to say, if you want to be a friend, hopefully you want to be a friend of the program, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, but also to drop a comment down below. Let me know how you feel about this shoe because this is an absolute classic shoe. I actually delivered this sneaker profile. This was sneaker profile 199 in my catalog of shoes that I've done reviews on. But this came out back on June 26th of 2023. Absolutely crazy. That's crazy. It's going to be 2 years since I dropped this video on this shoe. Or I should say 2 years since I'd done another review of this shoe here on YouTube. So it's just crazy. But an amazing shoe regardless. I'll give you some history of the shoe, give you a backstory of the shoe, give you the history of when I got this shoe actually signed by P-Rod himself. Great guy from what I met, when I spoke to him, and when I got the photo of him, and when I got the signature of him. So we'll go through all that when it comes to this episode. But first and foremost, hopefully you had a great weekend leading up to today, Cinco de Mayo. Hopefully you celebrated it in a responsible way, not got too drunk, not got too carried away, but actually had just a great weekend. I had a great weekend, of course, because you know what? I'm Mr. Wonderful, and I'm back in the FC Sneaker Factory behind me. But let me go ahead and stand up for you so at least you know I'm not lying to you. Like I said, blue rag and bone denim. Got the primitive tee. I really don't wear primitive very often, but hey, this is a P-Rod episode, so I said, you know what, I might as well celebrate P-Rod with a primitive tee because that is his clothing store, okay? But let's go ahead and go into this amazing shoe. First and foremost, this shoe came out a long time ago. When I look back at the date, I'm like, man, I can't believe this shoe came out that long ago. This shoe came out back on May 5th of 2005. Can you believe that? 2005. We're in 2025, so this shoe is what, 5? Another 5 is 2015, another 5 is 2020, and another 5 is 2025. So that's a lot of 5s, right? But we are talking about a 20-year-old shoe right here. 20 years. It's crazy. I kept it dead stock this entire time frame. Unfortunately, this was not a retail pickup. I actually could have picked up this shoe numerous times for retail, but I just kept passing, and then once I passed too much and it got sold. This shoe was actually at one of the local shops in my area, which is absolutely pretty crazy. I live in California, and I spend a lot of time in my other home, my other town that I live in, but This was back when I was just, I mean, that's all I lived. I lived in California, and same home for all these years. But there's this shop. It was called Headstone at the time. It wasn't like a sneaker shop. It was a shoe. It was a shop that sold a lot of like. It was basically geared towards like graffiti artists because they sold a lot of like cans of spray paint, different colors, tips, but they also had like a little underground clothing spot as well in the shop, within the shop. They sold a lot of like LRG back when it wasn't like mainstream, but it was more like just underground LRG at that time. It was very popular. 555 Soul, another crazy popular brand at that time back in 2000, like 2005, around that. They sold a lot of just like underground brands. They sold, what else? I believe they sold like records and stuff. When I was in high school, that was like a record store. It was called Headstone. Well, actually, when I was back in high school, it was called Custom Beats. But then they changed it to Headstone, and they changed like what they sold in there. But anyways, they had a Nike SB account, which was really crazy. I didn't even know this. My friend actually put me onto the store, and I was just like, dude, I live like down the street from this shop. I can't believe this whole time I didn't even know they sold shoes. And he was just like, yeah, they sell SBs. And I was like, what's SB? Because at that time, when he told, this was prior to 2005. I'm talking about, this is probably like 2002, around there. But he's like, yeah, Nike's starting to do skateboard shoes. I was like, yeah, right. He's like, no, seriously, they do skateboard shoes. They signed this skateboarder called P-Rod. I'm like, what's P-Rod? Like Paul Rodriguez. I'm like, isn't there a comedian? He's like, yeah, it's his son. And I thought it was literally giving me bullshit this entire time. I was like, no way. He's like, go check out the shop. So then I was like, you know what? Finally, I had some time. And because I was going to college at the time and working, so I went down there and I was like, sure enough, it was just like all these dunks, pink boxes, a bunch of pink boxes, silver boxes in there. And I was just like, what? Like, I've never seen a Nike box pink, silver, all, these different colorways than your traditional, like, at that time was the orange shoe boxes when it came to Nike. So I was just like blown away. Saw all these shoes, $65 price tags on all of them. And sure enough, they had, later on, as I kept going to the store, they got the Cinco de Mayo. So never picked them up. I was always buying other shoes besides this particular shoe. So I passed. I missed out. I ended up having to get them on eBay a little bit a while ago after 2005. But such a great shoe. I kicked myself because I could have bought like a couple pairs, because I want to say they had one or two pairs of a size 10.5, and I should have just picked them up. $65. Can't go wrong with that price. What was I thinking? But anyways, so what made this shoe really popular, really famous, is what I should say is, one, the Cinco de Mayo theme behind it. When you see the shoe, you're going to be like, wow, it screams the Mexican flag. But really solidified this shoe in the sneaker game was Paul Rodriguez himself, because he actually used this shoe. It was a sample pair at that time to skate in it and to win his first gold medal, X Games gold medal right here. And he won his X Games gold medal in this shoe in the skateboarding street event back in 2004. So 2004, I remember him talking about this. I watched an interview about this shoe, is that he skateboarded a sample pair. This was not even released to the public at the time, because this shoe came out in 2005 to the public. So he was skating a sample pair of the shoe, and he won his first X Games gold medal. And that's what really like put this shoe, the Nike SB, on the map, was P-Rod himself. So just wanted to give you some little bit of information and the reason why I got his signature on his shoe, and I'll tell you the little backstory about that as well. But here we go. This was once Sneaker Profiles 199. Can you believe that? Now we're like almost close to 400 now at this specific time. So it's been a while. It's been a little while since this shoe came out. But look at pink box era right here. I love the pink box era. This is the glossy pink box era, right? The early 2000s. You got the black Nike hits on this and the design as well. Look at the tag though. Try to get a nice hit on the tag. Zoom in. Let's see if I can get a nice hit. There it is. Nike Dunk Low Pro SB white, size 10.5 right there. Look at, you guys know, if you're a friend of the program, which you should be, you should all know. Look at that. Big fan of that right there. The wood pink grain on the tissue box, or on the lid of the box right here. You got the black and white wood grain tissue paper, crispy, because I hardly ever bring these out. The only time I really bring this out is Cinco de Mayo. Or last time I brought it out was back in June of 2023. But I want to say I'd done reels on this not too long, or maybe sometime last year. But here we go. All right, let's take a look at this amazing shoe. I love this shoe in so many damn ways. It definitely represents the Mexican flag right here. I love it. But May 5th, 2020, or 2005 release right here in the pink box here. You are looking at the Nike Dunk SB Cinco de Mayo to celebrate what? Today, Cinco de Mayo right here. Look at this amazing shoe. All leather shoe. I absolutely love it. Right here, the white, beautiful white leather on the toe box. This beautiful red leather on the mud guard. Going, actually stopping right there. And then now you got the transition of that white leather going through the shoelaces. This nice white window with the white crispy leather swoosh right here. Beautiful green right there. I love it. Look at that green hit when it comes to nice leather traveling towards the rear part. White midsole, brown outsole. We'll talk about that signature in a little bit. Look at the rear part. Love it, right? Nike sewn in white. The green right there, I love it. The green leather around the Nike. You do got this nice hit of the white leather. And then below that is that beautiful transition from the lateral part to the rear in that beautiful green leather. White stitching, white midsole, brown outsole. I love that brown outsole. Absolute nice touch with that. Look at the rear part. Identical lateral part. Nothing's really changed. The color blocking is the same. The leather cuts are the same. You do got that beautiful green leather right there, the white right here hit going around the ankle collar, the white going through the shoelaces when it comes to that beautiful leather, the white window, the white beautiful leather tongue, and then of course you got that nice red mud guard going towards the front, white stitching, white midsole, and of course that brown outsole. Look at the front part. Look at that. Absolute gorgeous front part. This shoe is so hard to find now. Even just like a used pair in amazing condition is such a hard shoe to find. Brown outsole, I love it. Look at that brown outsole. Never been worn. DS, of course. That's just how Mr. Wonderful does it. My favorite part, the aerial view. Look at the aerial view of the shoe. Absolutely gorgeous. I just love it. Look at the perforations, that beautiful white leather toe box. Look at the red shoelaces, the white, beautiful white tongue right there. You got the nice white label, the Nike, the swoosh, and the SB in brown. That brown piping around that fatty tongue right there. That fat tongue, I love that. Brown ankle collar, brown insole with the Zoom Air right there in white. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. I'll let you stare at that for a little bit. Look at that. Looking down at your foot with this shoe on. Gorgeous. So, brought this out because you know it is Cinco de Mayo. This shoe is the Cinco de Mayo SB Dunk. They never made any other ones besides they did make a P-Rod 1 with this same color blocking. This was also called Cinco de Mayo, and it was actually lasered swoosh, lasered design on the interior part. A great shoe. I actually had that one not very long time ago, and I sold it. But that's a shoe that you just don't see very often as well. But let's talk about this right here. This is P-Rod signature. Back in 2013, because he dated it. Or so I would even forgot the date. But I actually had him sign this. He was at Santa Monica. This was at the time there was a Nike town in Santa Monica. And I got word that he was going to be there. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go out there. What should I take for him to sign? Because he was signing stuff. So I was like, I'm going to take that remember I did that profile on that skateboard. I was gonna take that. I was like, nah, it's too big. I'm gonna go ahead and take this shoe because one, he wore this shoe to win his first X Games gold medal. He'll know. He'll know what I'm a big fan because I know that. That's why I'm having him sign this shoe. So I was like, I'm gonna take this. Took the box, took the shoes. I remember I was wearing, because I owned that pair at that time, and I recently just got that pair back, but I was wearing the J-Rod. The P-Rod 1 J-Rod, the original pair, not that shitty ass pair that they redid in the teal box, but the nice pink box era of the J-Rod. Such a great shoe. I was wearing that or some shorts. I remember like a couple people, I don't know who they were. They could have been famous. I wouldn't even knew. Like, what I mean is like skateboarders. But I remember the guy's like, because he was, I think he worked for Nike. He was like, hey, what shoe do you got like for him to sign? I was like, and I showed him. He's like, oh, God, dude, it's classic. I was like, and he's like, you know what, dude, that shoe right there, like, so much history with the shoe that you're with the J-Rod. He's a great shoe. You just never see anybody wear that shoe anymore. I was like, thank you, I appreciate that. So anyways, about to meet P-Rod. I was excited. I wasn't going crazy or anything, but I was just excited because I was going to have him sign this. And he's like, he looks at me, he's like, what gym do you have? Like, what gym do you want me to sign? I was like, and I was like, I had to bring out one that you won your first, I didn't say it. I was like, you know what, I'd bring a shoe out that you may recognize, and yeah, I want you to sign it. He's like, and I flipped the lid up because he got up because he was sitting down signing stuff. So he got up and he's like, let me take a look. And he's like, oh, dude, he's all, man, he's all, this brings back so many memories. I was like, you know why I brought this? He's like, yup. He's like, I won my first X Games gold medal in this shoe. He's all, such a great shoe, man. He's all, damn. He's all, I count you. Like, if you know how P-Rod talks, he's just like, man, like, you're taking me back right here. There's so many memories. And he's like, you know what? He got his Sharpie and he just like signed it. It was like, cool. Took a photo with him. The vibes that I got from him, just the cool guy. I wasn't like sitting around talking to him for like hours because there was a long ass line. But he was just really, he took the time just like to talk, to shake my hand, to take the photo, and then I was gone. Like, but it was just a great guy. I mean, based on what I know, based on what I've seen, never really heard any bad things about him. Seems very approachable. So hopefully one of these days I'll meet him. I know not too long ago, and I missed it, he was actually in West Covina at what's it called? A skate shop down in West Covina. I want to say pawn shop. He was actually pawn shop, skate shop, and I totally missed it. I would have loved to bring the deck, the Impala deck to him and have him sign it, or either sign the box. I'm not too sure, but I would have loved that. Even I may have even brought this shoe to him and have him sign the other pair, just so I can have like 2013 and then him date another one. But I didn't catch that. I missed it, so it kind of sucks on my end. But there you go. The Cinco de Mayo Nike Dunk SB, 2005. Can you believe that? 20 years ago that this shoe released to celebrate this beautiful day, Cinco de Mayo. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. If you're gonna go celebrate today, just be responsible and celebrate it in a big time, but a careful way. But do me a favor. I have to bring this up because YouTube and the algorithm, I would really hope that you become a friend of the program and support my channel, a true sneakerhead channel. As you can see behind me, tons of shoes in my collection. Shoes that I just don't buy to do reviews on, no, but shoes that I love and that I actually keep and I actually want to wear. Maybe I just want to preserve in the safe, just like this one right here. But be a friend of the program and subscribe to my channel. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the drop a comment. I would love that as well. And let me know what you think about this shoe. Let me know if this was the first time you ever seen it, or if you've seen this shoe and you can't believe that it's dead stock, that I kept it to this day. I would like to know that. Thank you so much. But you know what? I appreciate you. And then come Wednesday, you'll be seeing me on, or I'm sorry, come Friday, you'll be seeing another episode because I'm going to do a comparison video on a great pair of shoe that I absolutely love. I love this pair of shoes, and I'm very happy to find you a comparison on it. But you know what? Thank you. I will catch you on Friday. In the meantime, have a great week. Be safe in whatever you're doing, work or whatever. Just be safe doing it. And I will catch you in the next one. And just like all the beautiful ladies tell me, Floyd, Mr. Wonderful, you are too. Damn. Yes, you guessed it. Sweet.